2 King 5, New Living Translation. Naaman is healed from leprosy. Now Naaman was commander of the army of the king of Aram. He was a great man in the sight of his master and highly regarded, because through him the Lord had given victory to Aram. He was a vigilant soldier, but he had leprosy. At the time, Aramean raiders had invaded the land of Israel, and among their captives was a young girl who had been given to Naaman's wife as a maid. She said to her mistress, "If only my master would see the prophet who is in Samaria, he would cure him of his leprosy." So Naaman told the king what the young girl from Israel had said. "Go and visit the prophet," the king of Aram told him. "I will send a letter of introduction for you to take to the king of Israel." So Naaman started out, carrying as gifts 750 pounds of silver, 100 pounds of gold, and 10 sets of clothing. The letter to the king of Israel said, "With this letter, I present my servant Naaman. I want you to heal him of his leprosy." When the king read the letter, he tore his clothes in dismay and said, "Am I God that I can give life and take it away? Why is this man asking me to heal someone with leprosy? I can see that he's just trying to pick a fight with me." But when Elijah, the man of God, heard that the king of Israel had tore his clothes in dismay, he sent his messenger to him. "Why are you so upset? Send Nahum to me, and he will learn that there is a true prophet here in Israel." So Nahum went with his horses and chariots and waited at the door of Elijah's house. But Elijah sent the message out to him with this message: "Go and wash yourself 7 times in the Jordan River. Then your skin will be restored, and you will be healed of your leprosy." But Nahum became very angry and stalked away. "I thought he would certainly come out to meet me," he said. "I expected him to wave his hand over the leprosy and call on the name of the Lord his God and heal me. Aren't the rivers of Damascus, the Albanian, and the far better than any of the other rivers of Israel? Why shouldn't I wash in them and be healed?" So Naaman turned and went away in a rage. Officers tried to reason with him and said, "Sir, if the prophet had told you to do something very difficult, would you have done it? So you should certainly obey him when he says simply, 'Go and wash and be cured.'" So Nahum went down to the Jordan River and dipped himself 7 times as the man of God had instructed him, and his skin became as healthy as the skin of a young child, and he was healed. Then Nahum and his entire party went back to find the man of God. They stood before him, and Nahum said, "Now I know that there is no God in all the world except Israel. So please accept a gift from your servant." But Elijah replied, "As surely as the Lord lives, whom I serve, I will not accept any gift." And though Nahum urged him to take the gift, Elijah refused. Then Nahum said, "All right, but please allow me to load 2 of my mules with earth from this place, and I will take it back home with me. From now on, I will never again offer burnt offerings or sacrifices to any other God except the Lord. However, may the Lord pardon me in this one thing. When my master the king goes into the temple of the god Ramon to worship there and leans on my arm, may the Lord pardon me when I bow to." "Go in peace," Elijah said. So Nahum started home again. Gehazi, the servant of Elijah, the man of God, said to himself, "My master should not have let this Aram get away without accepting any of his gifts. As surely as the Lord lives, I will chase after him and get something from him." So Gahaz set off after Nahum. When Nahum saw Gehazi running after him, he climbed down from the chariot and went to meet him. Is everything all right? Nahum asked. Yes, Gehazi said, but my master has sent me to tell you that two young prophets from the hill country of Ephraim have just arrived. He would like 75 pounds of silver and two sets of clothing to give to them. By all means, take twice as much, Nahum insisted. He gave him two sets of clothing, tied up the money in two bags, and sent two of his servants to carry the gifts for Gehazi. But when they arrived at the citadel, Gehazi took the gifts from the servant and sent the men back. Then he went and hid the gifts inside the house. When he went in, his master Elijah asked him, "Where have you been, Gehazi?" "I haven't been anywhere," he replied. But Elijah asked him, "Don't you realize that I was there in spirit when Nahum stepped down from his chariot to meet you? Is this the time to receive money and clothing, olive groves and vineyards, sheep and cattle, and male and female servants? Because you have done this, you and your descendants suffer from Nahum's leprosy forever." When Gehazi left the room, he was covered with leprosy. His skin was white as snow.